Today we will be mostly talking about iterations, tempered images, and edited images, and what are the resources to identify those. Because I think that like today, many of us already are familiar with reverse image searches, and when the photo is shared out of context, we can like quickly do Google image search or like any tool that is helping us in this process. Of course, we will discuss this type of examples, and we will use some reverse image search tools to test the tool and also like identify some alterations as well. But basically, like what I want to say is that like out of context images are easier to verify. And when we have to deal with altered images and tempered images, then we need a bit of more knowledge and skills how to identify those. And this is what we'll be talking today. And yeah, the second part, after we have 5 minutes break, we'll be talking about AI generated images, deepfakes, videos, and what are the tools to identify those. If the tools are helping in this process, and like our like manual identification of some artifacts and some errors and some mistakes on the photos to identify AI generation. Yeah, basically, this is the content. And now I already mentioned tempered photographs. These are photographs that underwent any type of editing. Sometimes genuine photos and videos that had some types of edits, not like huge alterations and that are not forged, could also go under this category. And in case of fabrications, we are talking about inauthentic photographs that are featuring other images or fictional depictions that are used to support a false claim. This is the checklist we need to pay attention to when we're talking about videos and photos. Of course, first of all, we need to understand context, assess context information, and understand what is going on the footage. Is it a document, image of a document, for example? Is it a portrait of a person? Is it footage from video, from protests, riots, I don't know, any demonstrations or anything, political statement of like political figure? So general context really helps us to understand what is going on with the footage, and also helps us to understand what might be the purpose of dissemination if the video or the photo is forged, and what message does it convey. Then, of course, we need to pay attention to sharing platforms. Where is it shared? Are these forums? Are these private sources, closed chat applications, for example, public posts on Facebook, etc.? Then additional information that is embedded to photos and videos, such as metadata, and we'll discuss some examples and also some caveats and limitations. Geolocation, and last session is about geolocation. What are the timestamps when these images were disseminated and posted? Who were the accounts or like even verified accounts and people who spread this picture and image, and what types of programs, for example, if there are some programs used. Of course, we are the next step is to check the repurposed images, and this means that we are doing reverse image search to identify whether it is shared again. So like original purpose or original photo is totally different, and then we see that there are some alterations or not even alterations, but the image is repurposed for totally different to support totally different claim. And in this case, we are talking about disinformation and false claims. And use some forensic tools to uncover tampering. Of course, like these are, I don't know the levels of the skills. I'm not that skilled in forensics, and we have team members who are, I don't know, brilliant at this, but there are some like basic skills in forensics as well we need to understand, and some of those tools are quite easy, and we will discuss those case studies as well. If you have a team who is, I don't know, very frequently doing disinformation analysis, I really encourage you to have like this tech guys on your team, people who are very experienced in forensics, people who are experienced in like scraping and Python and programming language, etc. And like this is what is unique about our team, that we have every people with every background, and then we combine all this knowledge like I don't know, the research angle, the contextualization, the technical angle, forgeries, fabrications, forensics, etc., then you get very interesting analysis of information operations. So first is the metadata. And basically, metadata is information that is in the back. So we do not see that information on surface. We only see the image or the footage. But behind that footage, there might be additional information, such as when the video or photo was produced. Sometimes it might have, it might be geotagged, meaning that it has very concrete coordinates, and we can geolocate that very easily. Additional information, technical information about the picture itself or the video. Sometimes if we have to deal with copyrighted images, then information about photographer might be there. Some technical information about camera, and some technical details. We do not really use those. Basically, we need location, the timestamps, and yeah, if camera is also interesting for specific disinformation case, then of course that is interesting as well. But this is one of my favorite examples how metadata exposed on very high level that this forced evacuation from Donbass was staged. If you remember, during first session, we talked about false flag operations, and this forced evacuation for Luhansk and Donetsk was very classic example of false flag operation when the leaders said that there was imminent threat from Ukraine and they had to evacuate people. And then next day they addressed Putin with like official help that they needed help and the Putin's assistance. And then based on this forced evacuation that there was like imminent attack threat from Ukraine, then this is how Russia justified its war of aggression against Ukraine. And very interesting thing, what happened that like one day, like one leader posted video on Telegram channel, and then the second video also appeared. And metadata of those videos revealed that those videos were shot 2 days prior, before these videos were published and posted. So when you have this, I don't know, pre-recorded video to prove that there is imminent threat, then this means that this threat is not that imminent anymore. And this is what is great with Telegram, that basically when some footage is shared there, the default settings are that this metadata is not removed. And when you download images and when you download footage, the videos from Telegram, then you can access those metadata if the author is not deleting that metadata himself or herself. So this was very interesting because like the statements officially were published on February 18th. And metadata of both videos revealed that they were pre-recorded on February 16th. So this is one of the examples of how we can use metadata to expose information operations and disinformation. What do you notice on these pictures? So these are both almost identical. Do you see any difference between these two? I don't know how your like screen brightness might not really help in identifying these differences, but still. So the first one is, sorry, what is wrong? Yeah, first one is original copyrighted image, and we say that metadata also gives us information about the company owner, like who owns the picture, and it was taken in 1998. And next one is very, very like light alteration in terms of filtering. And if you pay attention to the cloud and the sky, it is more, it is brighter. So nothing else has changed. And then if we do not delete metadata and upload it somewhere, and then someone checks that information, metadata viewers, and you see one of the resources, which is very easy to use. You just go to that website and then upload the image or the video and gives you information. Unsplash is a source of the original image. And we see the programs where the photo was altered. So the Photoshop was used, and we also have the creation date, so when it was done. that is also very interesting because when we talked about the previous case, like exact timestamp and the date is very important because we already can expose some false flag operations. This is not that important case, of course. This is just for example that even slight modification and filtering also gives us information that this image may be altered. And then what program or editing program was used to filter this image. Another resource, which is also very easy to use, is JPEG Snoop. The limitation is that it only works for JPEG, but you can change the format of the picture. And when you upload the image, it like gives you a lot of information about that and all the technical information. And then at the end, it checks which program also was used to for alteration. And basically it gives you some conclusion what the tool really thinks about the image. Was it altered or was it not? But the major thing here, do you remember this girl from the Facebook analysis session? If you remember, it had mirroring effect and then other filter was used, but basically this girl is real. She's not invented. This image is not fake. It is just tempered image and filters were changed. So JPEG Snoop will tell us that this image is processed and edited, but this does not mean that this image is fake. So this is why we need additional contextualization and additional reverse image search to understand additional information about it, because just like one conclusion that image is edited does not mean that the image is forged or image is fake. So this is very important to notice. And basically, yeah, this is the next claim or next lesson I wanted to share, that only one marker or in one signal or only one tool does not really give us final conclusion, and we need some other skills to employ here and to use, and also do some additional search about image and videos. The limitations of metadata is that basically in Georgia, it's really, for example, in Georgia, it's very, very rare that I have original images that have metadata. Because usually info ops here happen on a Facebook, sometimes on YouTube, maybe some websites, but usually those websites do not have those metadata stored of the images do not have stored when you upload on the website. I don't know what are they or what is the context in your countries, but the fact that like if you upload the photo and then download it again, it does not have any metadata. That's why I mentioned that in Telegram, you have that information. So it depends on the social media platform and the application. And yeah, in most cases, you have that deleted and you do not have access to that one. That's why we do not rely on single resource or single angle how to analyze images. That's why we also have some alternative resources to fill this gap and have that additional information. Also, as I said, this metadata best works for JPEG files, and you can, I don't know, change the format of the images, but please avoid the screenshotting because you won't have that exact results when you screenshot the photo and save it on your desktop and then upload it to the tool. Yeah, basically it works best for original images. For example, if someone sends you image via email or like USB drives, SD cards, and some, yeah, scanned images are really hard to analyze and it has some issues and it might have some false errors. And also you have here the list of the tools we use for metadata analysis. And of course, I will send these tools as well. And also pay attention that like you can change the metadata yourself. So sometimes there might be, I don't know, it might be manipulated deliberately. Maybe, I don't know, the photo is sent to me via anonymous email to my email, which says that something is happening in Tbilisi, Georgia, for example. And if I check the metadata, it has a false location, for example. But yeah, again, the lesson here is that we need to be careful. And of course, not to rely on a single source and check sources and like check image and purpose of image and origin of image in other sources as well. Let's move to some noise detection and error level analysis. It is a bit complicated. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it has false positives. And I will give you some examples so you can play with this error level analysis yourself. Is there a question or false flag? Okay, let's continue. So these are the filters of the images, and we will discuss this case by case. And then on the right side, you see the tools that can be used to analyze the image, as I said, forensically. And we will use also Invid Assistant Toolbox, which is amazing Chrome extension with many, many tools. To be honest, when I checked it yesterday, it was not working and I could not see the images. But let's see together today again if it's working. But basically, I will still explain Invid and some of the tools, and we will have time to play with the tool because it's very important not only for like forensics, but it also cuts videos into keyframes, and then you can reverse image search each keyframe from the video. So it has many tools, and please like take some time and play with the tool yourself as well. But if it's not working for error level analysis, I also have some alternative tool, and it is working. At least yesterday it was working when I was preparing some case studies, and let's see how it works. So there was like one post from Kremlin Telegram channel claiming that one of the leaders of neo-Nazi group in the US was the participant of Azov battalion in Ukraine, and basically this was very famous disinformation narrative that like Ukrainians are Nazis and Nazi leaders and far-right, I don't know, actors and people are participating in war on the side of Ukraine. And what we can do with this image is, of course, to reverse image search to identify the origin of the photo. Who is this guy? Why does he have these symbols, etc. But we also can do this error level analysis, which basically highlights the possible alterations or edits on the photos. And when we see that some of the parts are not really natural with other colors here, because we see that this is super, super highlighted and very bright. And others, even like he has some like red gloves here, and which is already very like bright image. We see that this is very natural with other color compressions here. And this is one of the signs that this logo might be edited or altered or photoshopped, and already very interesting sign for us to continue our investigation and check the source of the image. So this is it. Very briefly, when we do error level analysis, and I will explain some other examples as well, like surfaces and similar objects have similar colors in this analysis, and some stuff that might be artificial or added later, they are more bright, and we see the very high contrast in this case. So this is how it works. But of course, we have some false positives, and we will discuss those case studies as well. I don't know if you remember this, like the line of disinformation, it was like huge, we can say campaign, because there were many photos from Wagner affiliated Telegram channels claiming that, I don't know, in this case, there are like two guys with Wagner flag, the PMC, the private military, put Kremlin linked or Kremlin controlled military group that was created by Yevgeny Prigozhin. And then this guy, in this case, like two guys with Wagner flag are near Polish border. So this pole is with like Polish flag colors. And this was not single case. That's why it was interesting back then when war started during first year. Many images with like Wagner symbols or the flags or Wagner guys with like patches of Wagner symbols on their uniforms with the backgrounds, I don't know, with the Lithuanian border or like the Baltics or European countries, just like to create this image that they were advancing, military advancing. And this is also like when we do image, like the area level analysis of this image, what we see, a high contrast of this symbol in the middle. And then else is on same level, and we see that the pole is also highlighted. It's not that does not have that contrast as this symbol circle here, but sorry, it is still highlighted. I'll stop about this case here because I want to show you some additional context about this image later. But basically, if we do error level analysis and trust it, then the conclusion could be that this image is altered. So everything is true here. These two guys are really standing there, and the only alteration here is the symbol of the flag. So like the first guess could be that the flag is photoshopped or flag is altered, or they have like totally different flag, and then the symbol, Wagner symbol, was added later. Let's stop here and then let's come back to this case later. The error level analysis, again, is metadata. It supports JPEG format, and again, we can convert and change the formats. Sharpen edges are a bit problematic, and remember this flag, because it has contrast on the sharp edges, and it might give us a false positive and false conclusion. Some glares, some brightness. There might be some filters used for brightness that are also issues for error level analysis, and we need to consider those in advance. And then if we save image, and then we save again, and then we save again, and then try to do error level analysis, it will have very, very bad results. So basically, this means that, again, for very proper results, we need original photos, or at least photos that were not saved and we saved many times. And let's see some examples how it works. So this is what I said. The source is photophorensics.com. It has very easy to follow guidelines how to do this error level analysis and what are the I don't know, steps to follow, how to analyze the results, because it is a bit tricky when you're not really involved into this type of research and photo forensics. And the main rule here is that when we say image, similar stuff should have similar results in error level analysis. If you have different surfaces and you have surfaces, for example, table, stool, I don't know, whatever, it should have the same thing. If we have another cluster of similar objects, then in error level analysis, they should have similar results. And then if we see that in similar objects, there are different results in error level analysis, then we might think that there are some issues with the photos or the filtering or I don't know, the alteration or added objects, etc. So this is one of the examples. The first image here is the original image, and we see that there is like flat surface, there are books with different colors, and there is no much like noise in the results, because like every book is very similar. We do not have high contrast in the results. The surface is also very visible here. So everything is okay with this image. So this is original photo analyzed through Ella. Then this image, the original one, was saved only one time and then uploaded for analysis, and you already see the results here. So this is problematic when we resave images, and if it's resaved again, and if we are dealing with photos that are disseminated on Facebook and social media, for example, and is part of information operations, and we see some, I don't know, uploaded and resaved photos, it will be really hard to do proper error level analysis and then to conclude that this image is altered or not. And then the third thing, if you pay attention, small dinosaur is added here, and then the books are copied and cloned. And this is what we see here. Just like pay attention what results we had here with this original image without any alteration, without resaving, etc. And in this case, like these books here, were cloned, and small dinosaur, which is not very visible on the original picture, was added. And these alterations then are highlighted, and we see the contrast. And this is how we can say that there are some issues with the photo. So this means that we need to pay attention to these parts of the photos and then move on with our like some other steps of investigations and research. Another thing that really frequently happens, just a sec. And we also had some examples of this in parallel to this ongoing protests in Georgia. They were like editing the posters that people had to change the message. And this is also one of that type of examples. Just to ignoring the context, the idea about alteration is that, yeah, if we pay attention to this part, this background, the white background is very different. And this white background is very, I don't know, bright and in very high contrast compared to other parts of the image. Of course, in this case, reverse image search is like amazing tool to understand whether this was the original poster because it was Black Lives Matter movement and protest. And of course, it was covered in many media outlets, and we can check the information and the photos in other sources as well. But these alterations leave some artifacts, and in error level analysis, this is also accessible. There are some false positives, as I said, because of the fact that this image might not be original one, it might be resaved, and there are barely visible edits because of the fonts and because of small size of edits. Again, this is one of the examples why we cannot solely rely on error level analysis because of false positive. Because if we take that rule that, okay, like errors and I don't know, alterations are highlighted, everything is in almost on one level, and these three parts on the photos are highlighted, then this means that like these three parts were edited. So this is fake, and this is fake, but this is not true. That's why I'm saying that the fact that the photos are uploaded elsewhere, and usually we do not deal with original ones, we might have these false positives. And again, this is example why we need to do additional reverse image search to understand context. But if we do like additional forensics, then we can check this backgrounds. As I said, like the whites are totally different. And then through a reverse image search, we can identify the original photo. And we see that this is totally different color and this is totally different color. And usually when they are doing very, how to say, this is not very high quality thing because yeah, like you erase the text and do the white background. It's possible in Paint as well, and then like do this text feature and edit text as you like. It's super easy to do, and especially in this like information pollution and all this, I don't know, many contradictory narratives as well. Sometimes it might be hard to notice that this type of, I don't know, very easy manipulations can be that we can see some of these easy manipulations on our newsfeed, and we might not pay additional attention to this. Okay, let's move to this reverse image search tools. And before we do practice, I really want you to install this Rev I search, especially. It's really nice one because it collects all the tools that are available into one into one tool. And when you deal with the image on the browser, and it is like web-based engine, you right mouse click, then choose Web I, and then all the tools are there. So then you can choose, I don't know, the Google image search, Yandex image search, Bing, or TNI. And TNI is also a good alternative for Yandex because I remember that last time you said that Yandex was blocked and you were not able to access it. So in the cases that we will be using today, Tina is also working. So again, what we said during the last presentation about faces, that like Google sometimes was not successful, Yandex was successful, same with these images. Do not rely on single search engine. If you do not see results in Google, try others and those might be successful. I'll send the links and just let's take like 2 minutes if you do not use these ones. Okay, this is bad. Just a second.
This one is extension, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
One. I'll share my browser full screen. And now you see yourselves. Just a second.
Mm.
So this is how it looks. This blue eye and the link I sent should open this one, this web page, and then you should have add to Chrome here. You follow? And then the second one I shared is this in icon. I usually do not use it separately, like to download the image and then upload. Like, no, this one saves a lot of time because when you have image and usually we're dealing with online images and online information operations. If you do not need to save the image, then you can do this. Right mouse click, you see here, reverse image search, and I can search all search engines immediately or choose the one I need. Did it work? Would we continue? Any questions with installing it? Installing is a very strong word for Chrome extension, but still. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's continue with the presentation. Move to our Wagner example. So if we do reverse image search for this picture, I had to reinstall Chrome first. Oh yeah, that's bad. I always check it before trainings because sometimes, especially when I had to do this CrowdTangle link checker, it asked me to verify my profile. Then of course I had two-factor authentication. Then they like, oh, that's terrible. So yeah, if we do reverse image search for this one, we see that the original picture is this. So basically, it was taken in Bakhmut in 2023. And let's pay attention to some details here. Not moving. Yeah, we see this picture in Sputnik Media Bank. And now let's compare some stuff here. What happened here and what is altered and what is not. So we can truly say that these people with flag are exact same people who we see on this picture. And why? Let's check some details. The head of the guy, the angle of head, another guy, the small bag here, waist bag or what it's called, I don't know. The flag, So like this hand that he has hands here, like the both hands basically. Then we see some layers on the flag, like 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 are here visible. So this is exact same flag. This small, I don't know, what is this? Something in the pocket, or maybe the color of the uniform here. No, something in the pocket, and we see here as well. So it is like zoomed and cropped. And then we see that the background was changed and not the flag. So again, this is very cool example how we think that some stuff might be altered. And of course, we also have this confirmation bias maybe in advance that of course it's fake, that no, it's impossible that like Wagner guys are at the border of like at the Polish border. And then we do some additional research, and then we think that the flag is photoshopped because everything else really looks nice here. But yeah, this is what we get from reverse image search and not error level analysis, that the whole background is changed. And why this happened? What do you think? Why is it highlighted here? And other stuff are on the same level and the forgeries are not there. Let's go back to this and compare these two images. Why do you think that Ella gave us this result? What is different here? What we said already. Yeah, make it more natural. Yes, like it looks very natural here with trees. And my first guess was also that the flag was fabricated. But if we take this error level analysis, it really highlights the logo in the middle. And what happened is that the colors are changed from original image, right? We see that it is darker. And in this case, it is brighter. And as we said, these sharp edges and brightings really have issues, like those have issues with error level analysis. And of course, this image was also downloaded. Then the forgery was created, uploaded again for, I don't know, the scare for scare tactics and purposes, and of course disseminated on social media and online, and it lost everything basically what the original photo had. And this black background is brighter, and that's why we had this false results with error level analysis. So basically, again, it is helpful, it is very cool to have understanding how it works. It is like, it gives you more confidence that you can like upload pictures somewhere and check this highlighted pixels and the contrast. But yeah, again, if you are not very into this tech stuff, you can be proud that like our skills, research skills and manual research is still needed. And we can do some reverse search analysis as well, because without us, you see that these tech guys could not really see these results here. This is like very good example I like. Okay, now it's your turn. I will send the link to this article to give you very brief context. It's like quite old, this information, when this migration crisis was on its peak. And in Georgia, this was also disseminated, and people were sharing this photo from Russian media sources that the girls that were assaulted and raped, they were saying sorry to the people who assaulted them. Again, this was this crazy disinformation campaign that like the migrants were bad, that this liberalism led us, and tolerance led us to this, and girls are assaulted, women are assaulted. And that was very brief context about when this disinformation was shared. I'll send this link so you can check the article. It's in Russian. If you want to like check more context what is written, you can use Google Translate. If you do not read and understand Russian, it's very okay. Then you can download this image, and I will send the resource for error level analysis. It's very tool because it gives you all the contrast and everything. So use reverse image search tools, and we installed the RevEye, and please use RevEye to understand the origin of this image, and also check this image into that tool for you to test the tool and also understand how it highlights the edits and some alterations. This is very cool. I don't know, it's set on magnifier, but it should have open file function, and then you can choose the file you're interested in, and it will give you analysis. Don't post the results of original picture immediately in the chat. Let's take like several minutes for this, and then we have another example for you. Not example, but an exercise. Oh, let's wait for others. Anyone else is still doing the exercise? Do you need a couple more minutes? Yeah, okay. Okay, 1 minute and let's continue. Do you want to share your results? So how did you start? Did you do error level analysis first, or you did reverse image search? And which one did you use? Which trustful source did you identify to find the original picture? Anyone else? Anyone wants to share? In chat, or you can also unmute yourself. Remember when I fact-checked this in 2017, I guess, when I was working for a local fact-checking organization, I used Yandex search to understand the scale of amplification in Russian disinformation outlets. This was basically one of the methods how we tracked the origin of the info-ops or disinformation, when it started, where it started. Was it like Georgian original, because it was translated into Georgian as well. So like, yeah, if you have access to Yandex, it's very interesting to check there, because then you see like all the results of Russian media where the disinformation was spread. Yes, all image search tools, of course. Raman, with this UFO plane, you need to upload your image. So in the tool up there is open file feature, and then when you click it, then you can upload from your desktop the image you need to analyze. That is just like an image where you can test all these features. And it's quite a good example with this UFO plane, or plate, not plane, plate. So yeah, if we use that tool, this is what we get with error level analysis. And we see, so in the background, no forgery was identified. This is like, I checked this yesterday. So this means that it was already uploaded in Russian media. Then I downloaded this image, then I uploaded to the tool that I shared, and then checked the error level analysis feature on the right side of the toolboxes that are given on the website. And even that the picture was resaved many times, so we basically can see that there are some signs that this image was resaved, because we already see some pink highlights there, but still these are very on same level. So these pink stuff is consistent. So we can say that in the background and the face and the hair, forgeries are not identified here, but we already see that not only the writing, because it's super highlighted, but the poster itself, the background of the poster was also edited. And this is what happened similarly with the previous protest example, because like the white background was highlighted and it's brighter than the original poster, and that's why we have this sharp edges and this highlighted square or rectangle shape in black. So this means that the writing was also altered, and this background white color was also altered. And did you find the original? I'm sure you did. So this was the original. It's from 2014, imagine. So like they used like 3 years old photo, and it was campaign in Ukraine to collect clothes and warm clothes for soldiers that were fighting. And the writing said that, "Are you cold? Think about those who are in gun pits." Yeah, I think it's a gun pit. So that was the campaign to collect all the stuff and resources for soldiers fighting, and not the sorry, Mustafa, and all this like crazy disinformation campaign, which tool was used for the colored analysis. Okay, let's go to that tool. If you scroll a bit up, the second link I shared, but I will do it again. And I will open my browser and let's do a very quick demo. So when you click, this is what you get. This is an photo that is already there, and this is for a test and learning purposes. On the right side, you see all these tools that are available here. The analysis, like if there are some comments, for example, and some technical analysis, are there any geotag or like geographical location? This is basically for ideal photo with all the metadata and everything is accessible there. But this is not the case for our picture. So basically, these are the examples that what could be retrieved, but this does not mean that everything is there for the. Just a second, I will turn this off because it's the battery is low. Yes. Without microphones, without earbuds. Can you confirm that you hear me? I think we should. Yeah, thanks. And then if we go the clone detection, the error level analysis, the level sweep that we discussed, that like this contrasts with the protests, and these are also identifiable. And basically from open file here, we can we can choose the picture we want to analyze. I don't remember where I downloaded it, but it should be here somewhere. Yes. The levels, this is very, very bright for original picture. And that was error level analysis for this image. And this was what I screenshotted for the presentation. And we see alterations here. Cool. Okay, I'll give you another example and then let's break for several minutes. And let me stop this. This is archived Facebook post. Quickly share my screen for context. Again, this disinformation campaign was also linked with the migration and also the rise of far-right political groups in Europe as well. I don't have presenter view. Yeah, whatever. So this Alternative für Deutschland, the far-right party in Germany, in 2017 posted this image, what you have in the link. And do you remember New Year's Eve? Go and vote. So this image was used by far-right party in Germany in their as their election campaign. And basically this mention of New Year's Eve was to remember the reported assaults on women on New Year's Eve. The year is hidden here for me. Yeah, 15 and 16. So like 2 years after they used this image in Cologne.
And then after like one of the chapters of the party and their Facebook page posted this, of course, then this was reposted by other chapters, regional chapters, and then other far-right Facebook pages in Germany with more inflammatory language. So basically, this is the case study. And very brief context. You have the link. The archive link also works, the image in the archive link also works with RevEye search tool. So your task is to find the original picture, and are there any alterations, and if yes, how many alterations, and what on what levels. Do not really rely on error level analysis for this. You can also check why, but yeah, like combine all the stuff we discussed, and please try to identify the original image. Yeah, by the way, with T9 results, so if you pay attention, you can what I don't know what happened. You can sort the results. So if you're interested in the origin of the picture, or at least the age of the picture, T9 does not really collect all the stuff and all the results. But if you sort this older to newest, then you can see that if the image is repurposed, you can say that this image was already on internet before it was used for info ops or disinformation campaign. Oh, that was the, the apologies for it. Yes, it is. Yeah. So what happened with this image, and that's really classic case study because it was not just shared on fringe media outlets, but like political party used forged image to advance its political agenda about migration and all these disinformation narratives about migration back then and in elections. So this was the alteration. The background was taken from totally different footage. The person was like the face of the girl was replaced. And what happened was that the background was from very graphic footage from journalist Lara Logan, CBS journalist who was assaulted in Cairo on Tahrir Square in 2011. And then you saw the image that the face was replaced by the glamour, if we can say so, model, Danika's role or whatever. And this multiple level alterations, they're used to create this false image. And then all these messages that this image conveyed is really very interesting for analysis, because the background they use, assault on the journalist, this glamour model, plus the caption it was shared with, and then the next level of this iteration of dissemination of this image, an end to violence and mass rape of women in Germany. And basically this was their whole election campaign and message, and they attempted to win using this disinformation narratives and also the altered images. So in pre-election period, it is even more important to check all the images, especially like not only from like fringe outlets and like anonymous Facebook pages or whatever, but sometimes from, especially from like pro-Kremlin, far-right political parties, if they run in elections in your countries, for example, in Georgia, we have these parties. So yeah, this was another example of alteration. If you have any questions with this part, you can ask, or if you want, you can save it later for Q&A. Or otherwise, we can take 5 minutes break, and then let's come back at 11. It's 13:06 for me, so in 5 minutes, and we will continue with AI-generated images and deepfakes. Sure, I'll send the readout and the case studies we discussed, the resources with short descriptions, and you can play with all these resources. Of course, like the time is limited here, and it's to understand the whole operation. Of course, we need more time to investigate everything, to understand like what is edited in the background and in the whose face was replaced, etc. And it's really hard to do in 2 and 3 minutes, and you already did this. But of course, it's better to practice this, because more you practice, more successful you are. And sometimes you just look at the picture and you already understand that something weird is happening with the image, or something weird is happening with this news or the text. And as more you do, more better you understand this information, and you can read between lines as well. I can send some tasks, and this can be the homework, that this is what you meant. And then, of course, you can contribute to broader disinformation detection. If you find something, you can always share with us, or like we can help in investigating and then writing some stuff together. But if this is cool for you and you're interested in doing more, I can send some more pictures to verify, and you can sit and do your homework. I'm happy that you like this. Okay. Are you back? Okay. So now we're moving to another level of fabrication, which are deepfakes. I'm not sure why this is not moving. Okay, it's moving. And we will be talking about photos, images, and videos. And basically, very briefly to explain this means that those people do not exist. And especially with the videos, another person's voice or head or I don't know, some parts of body can be used to claim that the person said or did something that he or she did not really do. And for this purpose, they are using the computer machine. So machine learning is used to create this type of forgeries. Another layer, which is very interesting, and it is emerging, and we will not be dealing with this. This is like AI generated content in terms of text. We will be talking about videos and images, and this is also content, of course. But AI also contributed to creating text in many languages. In very like it's very easy to create, for example, disinformation campaign in any specific language, and then this type of tools are also used for creating and disseminating disinformation, and especially some tools are used. AI is also used to analyze target audiences better. So basically, all the tools that we are using are also used by disinformation actors. And this is like emerging trend of use of AI and in disinformation and threats of AI in terms of spreading disinformation. So these are some of the resources that are used to create AI generated content. This person does not exist.com, for example, Synthesia that creates fake videos based on your text. For example, I will say some examples. Midjourney, DALL-E for, I don't know, more creative images, and you've seen a lot of images, I'm sure, that were created by AI. In Georgia, it was very popular. It is still very popular. Sometimes people give a task to Midjourney, for example, or DALL-E to create some, I don't know, the images with Georgian traditional symbols, for example, or whatever. There was a very funny case recently, a couple of days ago. I don't have the image, but the Georgian person created the AI image of the protests. And there is river in Tbilisi. And this AI generated image showed 3 rivers with opposite directions, with many bridges, and with all this protests and people with Georgian and EU flags. And then the pro-government actors and some supporters of the government, they were sharing these images. Oh my God, what is happening in Georgia? So the guy just created for entertaining purposes, and then it was reshared on Georgian social media platform as a threat to Georgian traditions that so many people are protesting something, whatever. So sometimes it might be it was so easy to detect that it was AI generated image, but some people still believe that we were so many protesting. There are some tools where you can upload the image, and also it gives you results whether the image is AI generated or whether the image was created by human or by machine. But still, again, it has some errors. And basically what we rely on are the artifacts, some unnatural spots on the images, and we will discuss this unnatural spots, some lack of natural positioning of facial features, unnatural skin or hair, whatever. And yeah, the third one, as I said, there are some tools, but of course, these tools are not as developed as creation of use of AI in creating content. So those are more developed, and of course the speed of AI development and detection of AI is very but they are not on the same level, and there are issues with detection. So you can use this person does not exist.com if you're interested. You can go and as soon as you refresh the website, it gives you another face. And why is it important to understand some artifacts on the image itself? So if you do not download this image or crop the image and use elsewhere on the internet for some, I don't know, your purposes, it is not saved anywhere. So if we do reverse image search of the faces, it will not work. It will work in case someone downloaded this image, uploaded somewhere, or used as an image, profile image, for example, for fake accounts. And in this case, reverse image searches might work. But basically, we rely only on this manual analysis of the image to understand these errors and artifacts. And these three guys are created on this website. This person does not exist. Another example that I mentioned, this is Synthesia.io, oh my God. And these videos were used in Africa, for example, and other countries. And I just saw, like yesterday, I saw the headline, I don't remember from where, but in Indian elections, the AI-generated videos were very viral, and politicians interacted with people without even having any connection with people, a physical connection or even an online connection, but like the person is real. And they like utilize this resource that there is text, and this text can be translated into video, and then video campaigns can be used in elections. So that is very interesting how AI is used in disseminating content, especially in pre-election period and as an election campaign. And if we pay attention to this person, this is like default person here. You can use this Synthesia.io for creating videos from your text. And that was quite, I don't know. So they saved some resources, because then they had to record all this election videos and I don't know, the promises and campaigns and programs and everything. And they used the AI to do that. Midjourney is also a very cool resource to create some very funny images, and it was very viral and is still very viral. And one of the examples created by Midjourney is this one. If you remember this, with this like the Pope of Rome in this puffed jacket, and it was spread in Georgia as well that he loves this. I don't know, the very expensive design codes and everything, but it was created by AI. And to be honest, error level analysis can also help in detecting AI. Basically, this is additional level, because like this is all forged, and you will see very high contrast colors for the AI when you do error level analysis. And yeah, it can create some viral content as well. Some headlines. And let's see, for DALL-E, this is also another resource to create images. And you see that these images created by this program were used on social media. This is Facebook screenshots, and they use these images to create this perception that these accounts are real. Last time we discussed images and the photos that were stolen from other people's profiles, and we did the reverse image search for other images that were filtered, whatever. But this is also another trend, that AI-generated images are used in inauthentic operations on Facebook, because these empty profiles are not really trustful as fake profiles, and they need to build this trust. And at some point, they're using this AI-generated images, and in Georgia is also very like gradually becoming popular, but in other countries, and if you remember, we also discussed this doppelganger operation. They were using AI-generated faces a lot across the operation. And this like colorful, I don't know how it's called, this horizontal line with different colors. This is one of the artifacts of DALL-E created images, and like as soon as you pay attention to this, you already know that there is something wrong with this picture, and like these people do not really exist. Let me quickly open chat if there is another laptop. Okay. But this is very easy artifact, right? Let's pay attention to other stuff as well. Yeah, that's an example that had this because some operations are about quantity and not quality. And when they are in a hurry and they want some very fast results or to confuse audience with all these different narratives, sometimes they have these very stupid mistakes, and it's really hard to rationalize why they are doing this. But of course, the easiest way is to crop it and like have the face. But again, we will talk about how to identify those artifacts on faces as well. So even if they crop it, we will be able to identify it. But basically, they are doing this because sometimes they don't pay attention to it or they don't care about the quality, and they will have, I don't know, hundreds of accounts with this type of photos, and not everybody opens the full image and they will see it just like cropped image in a profile image, for example, and it already has some results on different audiences. Sure. So very interesting thing about AI generated images. So if let's imagine that these photos are used as profile images for, I don't know, 6 users on Facebook or whatever. And it's really, and they are posting something, they are interacting with people, they are engaging in comment section, and so on. And it's really hard to think that somehow these images are created by machine. One of the interesting facts with AI generated images is that if we put all this together and have these parallel lines, we will see that these image features are almost ideal. Like all this, I don't know, the parameters or this, the positioning of the eyes or the lips, and like everything is, I don't know, like this is similar size, and this nose and the distance from here, this point to this point is identical to distance from this point to this point. And it's almost impossible to take like 6 people with real photos, the profile photos, the portraits, and have like similar size of nose, for example. And the symmetry, this ideal symmetry is very, very unnatural for like 6 people. So if we take everything together and just, even in a paint, you do not really need all this, I don't know, the hard tech to do this. In a paint, if we take this like colored lines, horizontal lines, then and vertical lines, then we will be able to see that these features on face are aligned. So these 3 images there were created by generated.photos. And these 3 were created by this person does not exist.com. So even that these were generated by 2 different platforms, this artificial symmetry and perfection is also one of the signs that these people do not really exist, and they are created by machine. Another interesting and funny thing, I was not working for Lab back then, but you would see my picture there as well. I always wanted to have that, my profile picture portrait here, but this is what I get. So it was a couple of years ago when AI started to be popular at some point in spreading disinformation, and my colleagues did this experiment. So one thing what we saw is the symmetry and the sizes, and in this case, so here we have my colleagues and former colleagues from the DFR lab, and they put all these pictures on top of each other. And they got this, I don't know, chaos, because it's really hard to have like one face when you collect 5 people's faces, right? And then here they took faces of AI, like faces that were created by AI, put those together. And then we got this ideal another person, which is very, very unnatural for real faces. So again, 2 things, even if you crop it, but this, to be honest, really needs additional resources. And sometimes we do not have that time to download everything, put this pictures together with these parallel lines, etc. And of course, we will discuss some features on the faces as well, and you will have some time to practice. But this is also very funny because, again, it's impossible to be so perfect with all the symmetry and the sizes of face features. And when you put everything together, again, because of the symmetry and perfection, you get like one new face, which is impossible for real people, because all this eye positioning and positioning of other I don't know, the mimic of the face, how you look, where you look. If you pay attention to, like, even the people, this people is from this side, right? It's not looking directly, but still, if you pay attention to eye positioning, it's identical to eye positioning of this person, which is again unnatural for real people and different pictures of real people. Some other artifacts we need to pay attention to are some additional objects. Usually AI is bad for the faces. I mean, is bad in generating proper and clear backgrounds. And please pay attention to the background here. It's messed up. It's really hard to tell what's happening in the background. And also additional objects are hard for AI to generate. And it's really cool. If we see some profile images of inauthentic accounts with glasses, earrings, and other people like this, for example, if there are like two people, it's really hard to generate like two proper faces, and there are some artifacts in that regard as well. So we zoom in, we can use some magnifiers, like zoom in the picture, and it's really hard to notice when you zoom out, but as soon as you zoom in, you already see this unnatural stuff on the image, that this, I don't know, the frame is cut, or it's in the skin, goes directly into ear, for example, or there is no, I don't know. Basically, this is crazy. So we just, like, our goal is to identify all this unnatural craziness on the AI generated images. And again, as I said, these backgrounds are also very interesting. In this case, what do we see? Earrings, totally different earrings. Of course, this might be style of a person, but in combination with other signs, then this becomes one of the signals and signs that the image is created by a machine. In this case, we see one earring, and if we zoom in, I can't do this right now, but this ear is cut somehow in between, and that's already interesting signs. And there is a perception that the earring is missing on the on this ear, but if we pay attention to this detail, there is like a very small silver something is almost same color as this earring, but it's not even like finished. So it's like, this is artifact. These are the errors that AI cannot generate, and we just like sit like this with magnifier, like imaginary magnifier glass, and this is how we try to identify the artifacts. What else? Is there anything else you notice on this picture? For example, still moving again, I don't know. This, what is this? It's really hard to tell. Like, it starts like this, and it's a small mountain here. Again, this is unnatural, and it's really hard to notice like immediately when you see the image, and especially, again, consider that these images are used as profile pictures for an authentic account in very small frame, and unless you open the full image and then zoom in and attempt to identify the details, it's really hard to notice this stuff. And yeah, this very strange hair here, which is mixed, somehow blended with the background, which is, again, unnatural. So this is like one set of artifacts we're looking at. This image is also created by AI, and it's even easier to notice because in this case, when we have text, of course, we can use some OCR tools to detect text and then try to Google Translate if we do not speak that language, and then we will notice that this text is craziness and does not have any meaning. If we read that language, then it's, of course, it's even easier. But if we pay attention to other stuff, like this ear jewelry and everything is like mixed with the hair, and of course this is unnatural. The background, the Dali artifact here, text. And this is when we check this type of images in the tools that I shared before and do the error level analysis, which is very funny because like, everything is in high contrast and some background artifacts are also visible here. To be honest, like this is just for to show that this can also be the tool, but I do not really do this for AI images. Because understanding those artifacts and like just relying on our eyes and knowledge is quite enough at this point. And we do not really want to like use everything we have, because when we are dealing with dozens of fake images, for example, like every second that is saved, it matters. And to save time, we do not really need to do this. And also we already said that some resaved images might have this high contrast, so not to have these false positives that we save the image, for example, of a person is in high contrast, and then we say that, okay, this is AI generated image, and then it turns out that the person exists. We do not really want to end with that. But basically, we can do this error level analysis to like finally to have this confirmation and ID that this image is created by AI. As I said, there are some tools that can help us, AI or not. You drag and drop or upload the picture, and at some point it works. For example, for this image is generated by AI, and yay, it works. But what you said, Roman, for example, if we crop this picture, so it does not have more background, and upload it this way, then the tool cannot recognize the AI anymore. So again, there are some tools and at some point they work, but again, same as we had with error level analysis, again, we need this contextualization and researcher and a manual understanding and analysis with our eyes without any tools to understand whether image is created by program or not. I'll stop and pause for what is the tool you use? I don't use the tool. So this is one of the tools, as I said, AI or not, you can type in Google and there is several tools. But for this type of faces, when I see those used in information operations by an authentic account, I just like open the picture and see that this is AI generated. And these are the artifacts we discussed are the signs you need to pay attention to identify without any tool. So this is our goal. There are many paid tools for geolocation, for face recognition, for like images. But like the whole idea here is that like we are like normal, usual people without any resources to pay additional, I don't know, money for the tools, right? If we are not working in this field and if the company is not buying some subscription. So without those paid tools, we should be able to detect at least like some initial signs of alterations and forgeries. And this is the purpose of this program too. So you can use this like AI or not, for example. What was it called specifically? This one, Optic AI or not. And it works for this generated faces, gun generated images. For example, this person does not exist.com, for example, one of the websites that could fall here, DALL-E images and Midjourney images. But as I said, it works until it doesn't. So in this case, we need some alternatives. That was the point. Okay, I have some examples from this person does not exist.com. Let's pause on each image for several seconds or a minute or whatever time you need. And please type or say it out loud. Which person is real? And then why do you think that this person is real? Say it out loud or type some signals or some markers and signs in chat, and I will read those for you. So this one, which one is real and why? Right is real. Others? Okay. Background. Okay. So everyone agrees that right is real, right? Now let's talk about science. Yes, the background on the left is suspicious. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Background is messy, okay. Woman has weird thing going on with her hair and the background looks too unspecific. Correct. So like weird thing happening with the hair is this. My hair also does some weird stuff, but I don't have this type of curls here. These are natural, right? I always get this question that, okay, this asymmetry thing on the face, because some asymmetries are also signs of inauthenticity, or like messy hair, or this earring is missing, that this might be style of a person. But of course, we're not talking about like one single sign, but we're talking about the combination of the signs. Left eye is weird, yeah. And if you pay attention to hair here with eyebrow and the skin and the eye, these are all messed up together. Somehow it's like blended. It's not like separate here, which is like up on the eye, but it's like blended into the skin. And soon as you have access to these images, of course, you can manipulate the image, like zoom in, zoom out, and then see all the signs. None is real. Why, Maya? Why do you think that none is real? What is a weird thing happening with this guy? Too much of contrast on the right. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, strange lines on women's neck, yeah. Okay. But the answer is that this guy is real. The high contrast is not the only sign to claim that the person does not exist. The image is taken from that angle that the part of the ear and almost none of the ear is not visible, but we see like the very small part of right ear here, because the angle is from this like side angle and not the portrait mode. And also one of the things with this case is that this person is standing in front of the banner. So in the background, we can identify some letters. And probably this is the address of the website, which is given on the banner. And for AI, it is impossible to generate these clear backgrounds. There might be some, I don't know, the suspicions or some, you might think that this image is altered. For example, there is background and then the image of the person, the face that put on this background. This is not the case, but this is possible that high contrast gives us this understanding. But this does not mean that this person is not real. This is not generated by AI. Please pay attention to details with hair, ear, all this like necklines and all this stuff that you mentioned about this person, this weird stuff. This is not happening with this guy. It's just like high contrast portrait image with a side angle, and that's why. Okay, that was sign to move on. Direction of the light, that's also very interesting, because sometimes we have like different sides of face with light. So if like light is from one side, it is impossible to have same level of light from this side as well. So that is also very interesting angle. Yeah, okay, let's move on. This one. Yeah, I totally agree with that comment. Like for now, I think it was about that backgrounds cannot be generated that in that quality for now. Strange right ear of the boy. Left is fake. Left is not real. Smooth. The girl only has one earring. Background is messed up again. Is it a girl or a woman? What do you think? Pay attention to the left side of the face and then the right side of the face. This is one of the weirdest AI faces I've ever seen. It has wrinkles on the right side, right? Here. You think this is a woman? Yeah, different age on the photo. This one is younger, this one is older. And who is this? The impression is that there is another person with this like this position on the head, but it's not generated. Also, you have feeling that like he or she wears glasses, but it's like monster, or I don't know, the nightmare. This is very weird. So everything is weird with this photo. Additional objects with like on the face itself. So there is earring, there is no earring. Again, this like messed thing with hair and the background. Also, the clothes are very weird, because you think that it is a pink jacket, but then you have pink here, you have pink here, you have pink here with like similar texture. So like the clothes are also messed up. And the eyes are also very weird and strange. And one of the signs, do you remember with Dali watermark, there were this colored lines and the bottom of the image. And this type of images, these were generated on this website, whichfacesreal.com. These are called the perturbation, or like easily we can say that these are the pixels. Again, these are the artifacts of GAN generated images. And if we see this type of pixels, we can already start guessing that we are dealing with AI generation. And on the right side, I've seen some answers that this boy is not real. I don't know why, but the background again is very clear. There are like letters we can identify. I think that he was eating cereal and there's some, I don't know, leftovers here. It's almost impossible for now for the program and the machine to generate these details in a very clear way. And there is like letters here as well. So like ears are weird. One of the comments said maybe we might have some weird ears, but like we need some other signs as well, because like just claiming that one of the like ear is not weird, it's not enough to claim that the person does not exist. Yes, hands are clear. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And Midjourney images, if you've seen those, like this, fingers are so weird that it's really very, very easily identifiable. To be honest, I've not seen as many Midjourney created images with this like very colorful, I don't know, it's more like from fantasy movies, the images that are generated by Midjourney. Usually what I see in disinformation and information ops are these very simple faces generated and then used as profile images, because those Midjourney images are easier to identify. Also, those are becoming more and more popular. People generate this fantasy images themselves, so it's more like people have more awareness that this type of generation exists. But in case of, I don't know, dozens of fake accounts using this type of simple portraits, we might not pay attention to that. So yeah, those fingers are easily detectable. And for now, I think that this type of images are also easily detectable for us. Okay, one more. Yeah, pupils. Very good indication. Yes. Background blending, true. Raman, haven't you seen babies with big heads? Yes, hairline, wrinkles, teeth, yes. And those pixels that I mentioned, here we have that one. And right is not real. Again, very weird background. And some unnatural lighting with the skin. And this very, very big-headed boy is real, because the background is also very clear with all the stripe. Maybe this is car seat, I think. So it's easily identifiable that there is a clear background. Okay, do you have any questions with this faces and identifying AI-generated faces without tools? Let's quickly move on with on deepfakes and the videos. So we have like 10 minutes left. Usually in disinformation, we see that the deep fakes of people, the videos where they claim that they said something or did something. The aim of this type of videos are to spread disinformation, to discredit, for example, candidates in election. The latest deep fakes targeting politicians, one of the latest that I can recall was, I guess, in December, targeting Moldova's president, and it's increasing in Moldova, use of AI and deepfakes to target Maya Sandu and elections and upcoming referendum about Moldova's integration to EU, to target that choice of people. And yeah, of course we see deepfakes for entertaining purposes, but we do not really deal with that in disinformation. And especially when we are talking about politicians, there are many entertaining deepfakes about Trump, for example, but usually this type of deepfakes are targeting politicians. And again, these are not for entertaining purposes, but for disinformation, are used in info-ops and for discreditation purposes. So how can we identify those? Again, we can upload these videos to that tool. And sometimes it works, sometimes it does not, but we can say that to create very high quality deepfake, you need a lot of resources. And again, if you spend a lot of resources in creating a deepfake about politician, and if it's not a politician, why would you spend resource on creating deepfakes if it's not like based on it's not about politics or I don't know, elections or something very important to manipulate public opinion, because unless why spend these resources? And basically we can say that these are very low quality at this stage and easily identifiable. Of course, it creates chaos. It might create panic, especially if we're talking about wartime. It might be scary for ordinary citizens, but still there are some signs we pay attention to on the video itself to identify deepfakes as well. So in this case, this was spread by Russian Telegram channels, if I'm not wrong, deepfake with Poroshenko. And let's pay attention to this size of the video. So there are some blurry edges here. So if it's real, then you see that it has this helmet on, and these edges with the background again are blended. Flickering or missing pixel, and in the pixels, and in this case, we need to watch the video to identify those technical issues. And of course, low quality footage. And if we pay attention to this gun and the hands and the quality generally, even if it's cropped from the video, we already can say that this is a very low quality video, and the quality of face is also very low, and it's easily detectable. And there is also a difference between difference in quality between the gun, because it's more quality. It has like more like sharp edges, and also it's like better in quality compared to other stuff which is happening in the video. So if it's not a deep fake and if it's a real video, everything is consistent and on the same level. Again, as we talked about error level analysis, but in this case, it's very high contrast and quality. Also, we should pay attention to movements. In this case, hand positioning, because it's very unnatural to hold the gun this way, especially from the president who is in gunpit. And when the video moves, the object is moving with the body, which is also one of the signs of technical alteration, because it's not very natural. If I like move my cup, this is what happens. But in deepfake, it might move like this, and like very artificial movement with additional objects. Basically, these additional objects are really helpful for us in the videos as well, and in the photos, because that gives us additional information and some other signs as well. And floating, yeah, with additional objects moving in deepfake videos, they are like there's impression that these objects are floating, and like look at it. So it's moving now. It's a video, and you have feeling that Poroshenko is stuck there, like this, which is very unnatural. Let's say it once again. You already feel that this gun was like edited artificially, and he's not holding anything. And do you remember this famous deepfake from like allegedly by Obama saying bad things about Trump? This is very famous deepfake video. And if we upload that to AI or not tool, it says that this image is generated by human. So again, what I said earlier is that automated detection is still struggling, and development of deepfakes and AI is much faster in speed. And even this one, the tool says that this image is generated by human. Let's quickly try to add this extension. I'll send some resources for you to use in Vid, because unfortunately we do not have much time left for this, but I really planned to do. But still, I'll send the Chrome extension link. If you're not already using it, please do, because it's very, very helpful. Just a second. And for videos, this tool is especially helpful, because what are the videos? Videos are the combination of many images, right? So basically we need to cut these videos into keyframes. or frames or images in a simple words. And then do the reverse image search for each keyframe. So to save time and not to do this manually, InVid gives us that function. So when you put the link from Facebook video or YouTube video, I guess Twitter is removed because of changes in access of API, and only YouTube and Facebook is left in InVid. It cuts these videos into keyframes, and then reverse image search functions are already embedded in the tool, so you do not need to do reverse image search again. Just right mouse click, and then you do everything. Or if you click it directly, it goes to Google search. But if you do not need Google and you want to search into T9, for example, or Yandex, again, right mouse click, and then you'll start researching the video. As I said last time when I opened it, it did not generate the images. I don't know why it happened, but it might be a technical glitch, but still. And I'll send the video to try this tool with, and I'll share screen and let's do this together. I wanted to give you some time to work with this video, but yeah, you can do this in parallel with me. It works. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, we can take like 2-3 minutes for this. I think it should be okay. And then if you have questions, let's use some additional time. So it works for Chrome. Earlier it was for Firefox as well, but it's not working anymore. Okay, I'll send the extension link directly. Do you see my web or you see my what? I don't know what you say. Should be from.
Yeah, actually, it's a web.
Yeah.
Your from web store.
Yeah, cool. You should have add to Chrome here. Facebook deleted the video. No, yeah, that was a good thing I wanted to say. So Facebook did not delete this video. It is fact-checked by partners. Wait. And please don't pay attention to this because now in many countries there are first-party fact-checking programs and many disinformation messages are labeled as fake and there is additional information. But in this case, let's use this video for learning and teaching purposes. In this case, so this is what you get when you open Facebook because it is already verified. You click see why, and you can either go to see fact check, usually, like if you don't know how it works, and then you will be directed to website with a fact-checked article. But in this case, we want to see post because we need to see how InVid works with keyframes, and let's use this example for a case study. So this is also very, I don't know, maybe already famous disinformation. One of the popular narratives that is amplified by Russian media outlets and state propagandists is that, that Zelensky is drunk when he has some press briefings or addresses population or when he publishes videos. Interesting thing was that when he met Musk and there was like Zoom call with Elon Musk between him and Zelensky, these videos were disseminated on Russian media platforms and on Facebook and websites as well. That on this desk, he has this white powder, again, to claim that he's addicted. And our purpose is to verify this video, whether this thing here is added later or is this true? And if yes, then what this powder is, etc. So how InVid works is that we copy the link of the video and from extensions here, we open InVid. And there are many, many tools. So again, there are some demos as well. And please take some time to experience the tool, to research and try with different exercises. As I said, it has this image analysis function, magnifier, if zooming is not working very well and you need to identify some very small details in the background, and the image magnifier is a very good resource. Metadata, OCR, when it detects text, for example, and then you don't have to type this text anymore. Forensics, I tried yesterday, but that's why I gave you another link alternative. But basically, InVid also has that function. Maybe it was like my thing, or in Georgia it had some glitch, I don't know. Please try with maybe with the Sorry Mustafa image. If it's working, it should work. And when it has some glitches, I usually like text them and say that, okay, this is not working, and that they are very quick in resolving those technical issues. And in case of videos, so in video analysis, it retrieves all publicly available information, sometimes comments section as well, how many shares it had, if it's a YouTube link, who published the video, in terms of like what was the channel publishing the video, the date, the timestamps, etc. So you do not need to collect all this information manually. Video analysis has all this information. And it really saves a lot of time. But basically, the most frequently I use InVid for image forensics and also for keyframes, because I don't really want to use, I don't know, the screenshotting for many keyframes, because for videos you need keyframes, because some of the shots might not work for image analysis, and then you need to screenshot another one, and it's a lot of time wasted. So this is how it should work. Please try yourselves, and let's hope that in your case it's working. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, it's working. Can you take like 1-2 minutes to quickly check this video? Right mouse click on every image, not only in InVid, also has same thing as we had with reverse image search, this red eye, blue eye. So this fake news debunker by InVid already has these features of reverse image search, and also it sends the image to some of the tools that are embedded in the tool itself, for example, image magnifier. And then you do not really need to open this image magnifier separately to analyze the image. So I clicked it, it opened Google. But if I want anything else, then I can do this and search in other search options. So there are many fact-checked articles about the video. So just to quickly open this one, because it's easier to see side-by-side images. And again, for homework, as with images, I'll send some videos for you so you can experience InVid and how it works. Of course, it was altered. So this white powder does not really exist. And the video is original, like shot from smartphone. But then this white powder on Zelensky's desk was added to prove this false claim and disinformation claim that he is drug addict and sometimes he's drunk, and etc. and etc. I know this was very quick. I really wanted to have more time for InVid, but we already exceeded our time. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions about what we just discussed, besides the resources I'm going to share, and also some exercises for homework, if you have anything else you want to share in terms of feedback or comment or question, let's take several minutes. New ones downloaded as well, or online videos? So old videos are downloaded and you uploaded those and then it gave you keyframes, right? And those new ones are also downloaded and they are not generating or online videos. Yeah, same happened with me yesterday. This link was not working yesterday, but like you saw that today it was working. So there sometimes with images and videos, they have these glitches, and please refresh and try again.